Parashat Chukat-Balak, 26th of June 2026. Theme: The invisible shield of divine protection versus the internal demand for ethical integrity. Parashat Chukat-Balak begins with the important ritual of burning the red heifer and using its ashes for purification. It tells us about the events surrounding Miriam and Aaron's death. Prophet Moses striking a rock to get water, a plague of venomous snakes, and the fierce battle against the Amorite kings Sihon and Og. In the Balak portion, we meet the Moabite king Balak, who hires Balaam to cast curses on the Israelites unexpectedly. Balaam's donkey speaks up, leading to surprising blessing for the Israelites. The story closes with a tough lesson on Israelites' men, sinning with Moabite women, which ends tragically with the stabbing of an Israelite by a Midianite. As we explore the rich themes in Parashat Chukat-Balak, covering Numbers chapter 19 verse 1 through 25 verse 9, we see both the internal struggles of the Israelites and the wilderness, and the external conflicts they face now at the edge of the Promised Land. In Chukat, we find a community dealing with grief, change, and the crucial need for purification rituals, learning to cleanse their hearts of lingering trauma and sorrow. In Balak, we watch an enemy king desperately trying to throw negativity and curses at God's people. One of the beautiful aspects of this narrative is the while King Balak and Balaam plot from the mountains, the Israelites are blissfully unaware of these threats. They are living in the valley, setting up their tents in an orderly and respectful way, since their tents, which symbolize their homes and hearts, are aligned with God. The curses directed at them are intercepted by divine and turned into blessings. Here's an important takeaway. You don't have to respond to every negative voice that critiques or misjudges you. When you focus on your inner purification, integrity, and alignment with God, divine protection fights the battles you don't even know are happening. The enemy can break Israel from outside. The real danger lies in the temptation to undermine themselves from within. Let's take a moment this week to reflect on our own tents. It's time to clear out any internal bitterness, much like Israel used the ashes for purification when we peel inside. We become resilient against external chaos. This theme transforming from within while staying protected from outside influences marks a significant generational shift. The older generation passes away in the wilderness, making a way for the new Israel to enter the Promised Land. The key theme message here is how spiritual discipline and self-reflection protect the community from outside hostility, while compromising our values from within can leave us vulnerable. In Chukat, Israel deals with the issues of death, boundaries, and the law of the red heifer, purifying those who have encountered death. In Balak, even though King Balak hires Balaam to curse Israel, God graciously turns every intended curse into blessing. Balaam looks at the tidy tents of Israel and joyfully exclaims, Matovo Holekaya Jacob. How godly are your tents, O Jacob. This lesson is profound when Israel keeps its inner spiritual integrity and unity. No external foes can harm them. The only time Israel faces trouble is at the end of the trading when they compromise their own values of Baal fear. Our best defense isn't in physical barriers but in our spiritual alignment and togetherness. The connection with the Haftarah highlights God's silent protection against unseen spiritual threats, while also reminding us that this relationship requires our own commitment to being ethical and moral in our daily lives. Micah chapter 6 verse 5 connects these ideas perfectly, where he says, O my people, remember now what Balak king of Moab plotted, and what Balaam the son of Beor answered him. As we journey through the lessons of Chukat and Balak, this week we encounter a profound paradox about life living connected to the divine. The Torah shows us Israel resting peacefully in their tents, unaware of the cosmic battle above. King Balak wants to destroy them and Balaam tries to curse them. Yet, God quietly and powerfully transformed those curses into blessings. This imagery portrays a beautiful grace being protected by a love you didn't even ask for them. Dangers couldn't see coming. But our spiritual lives call for more than just passive protection. That's where the prophet Micah comes in bringing us down from the heights of cosmic drama to the realities of our own hearts. Micah sees a community trying to win God's favor with their grand gestures, huge sacrifices, and endless rituals. They wonder, what big act must I do to prove my devotion? Prophet Micah offers us a wonderfully simple and profound answer. God doesn't want to extravagant displays. What God truly desires is Shabbat Shalom, everyone. For reflection discussion, how do you guard inner spiritual landscape when navigating a hostile or chaotic external environment? When you look back at your own life, can you identify a Balaam moment, a time when you were protected from a situation or path without even realizing it until much later? Knowing that you are carried by the kind of grace, how can you consciously translate that gratitude into doing justice, loving kindness, and walking humbly in your interaction this week?